it's TxStampin Sharon. Tonight we're going to be doing a really fun, easy project. I loved this idea and I hope you do too. I hope that you're inspired to either get your blending brushes out or some sponges and make these kind of cards. So we are live at 7 p.m. Central on June the 24th. Man, where has June gone? So if you're watching the replay, I hope that you enjoy it. During the live, people do have a chance to chat in the chat box. You need to make sure that you are logged into YouTube so that you can chat with me and Michelle Batson, who is my helper. Good gosh, I could not do this without her. There's so many of y'all and there's only one of me, and I'm trying to demonstrate and share some cute cards with you. And the comments just fly. So I just love it. I love seeing the community of fellow stampers who, we're checking on each other. We're asking about the heat. We're asking about husbands. It's just really fun. And so once you join us a couple of times, you'll start recognizing names and you'll hear stories. And so I just think it's awesome. I love it. And, the first time I ever thought I was going to do YouTube Lives, I had no idea that it was going to cause this type of community among stampers. So it's awesome. It's fun. So it seems like everybody has a lot of heat, although Virginia said that she's nice and cool, but I think she's in Canada. Those of us in Texas, we are hot. It was hot today. Went out to eat lunch, and when we first got to the restaurant, we actually took the grand dog, Mowgli, because his mom wanted to see him. And we got there and it wasn't bad. It was a nice patio and they had Mr. Fans going, but then it got really hot the longer we sat there. I'm like, oh, we gotta hurry up and eat. So yes, welcome to every one of you who are here with us. I know that I like to do a little bit of chatting up front because if you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, which if you haven't, you can do that below, and then you ring that notification bell, you'll get an email. Sometimes you don't, but you'll get an email when I go live from YouTube that you can pop in and watch what we're doing. So there you go. I am just scrolling down. Kathy Planter says, first time live. Yay, that's awesome. Kathy, welcome. And I hope that you will get to know some of the other stampers in the group. We do have a Facebook group, Sharon's TxStampin's, help me out, Renee, what is it? TxStampin, Sharon's Stamping Friends, I think. TxStampin Stamping Friends. Anyway, it's on Facebook. But yeah, it's another way, as Renee Paris put it, for you guys to continue that community when I turn the camera off. So there you go. So Sue Walls says that it is gorgeous here on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Well, I'm so glad. Yes, Brenda, here's the giggle lady. Natalie says, I really look forward to Thursday nights with you. Thanks, Sharon. I'm so glad. Going live on YouTube is scary. But you know what? We've had some hiccups. We've had internet issues. We've had, all kinds of things happen. I make mistakes, but I have learned to be very relaxed with it and just enjoy it. I know you guys forgive me if I screw up. Sometimes I do things backwards, but I still get it done. So, and if I make a mistake, I try to show you how to fix it because I'm really good at fixing my boo-boos. There you go. I used to call myself the queen of boo-boos. So my shirt, the Hey Y'all shirts. You guys have been talking about the Hey Y'all shirts. Mary Yates says she ordered her t-shirt the other day. Boy, two great minds thinking alike. I got a message from the Tada, what is her name? Tada Moments? Tada Memories? Anyway, believe it or not, there's a shortage of t-shirts. Really? Come on. Does there have to be a shortage of everything? So, if you ordered a t-shirt, please double check your Etsy account to see if Tamra notified you because she's really struggling getting the colors that we had picked in the sizes that we're all needing. I actually asked her to pick another color for me that there is a lot of variety of sizes. So that would be another color option. And so she's making me one. She says it looks like denim blue, so I think that's kind of pretty. But yeah, please check your Etsy account and see if you have a message from Tamra Davis or the gosh, what is her, I just call her Tamra. I don't know what her Tada thing is on Etsy. But if you ordered a t-shirt, follow up on it and see if she needs you to choose another color or what you want to do. So there you go. Okay. Kate Wright says, we always learn something from you on every video. You're the best. Thank you. That's so sweet. I made 2 videos today. You know, we're leaving tomorrow for the beach with the grandkids. By the way, is my granddaughter on here? She was going to pop on. So if y'all see Elise, let me know. Anyway, I'm making 2 videos a day, doing blog posts, trying to get things done ahead of time. Oh, it's a lot of work to go out of town. All right, we have about 128 gathered with us. I think I've chatted long enough. I'm going to turn the cameras over to let you see my table. If you have any questions, you can do the @ and type Michelle Batson's name, and she will make sure that she sees your message. If you have a question for me and I miss it, then hopefully Michelle can help me at the end when I look back at the screen. Hello, Andra, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. Okay, all right. I see that Darlene says, sisters in stamping. You know, we are stamping friends forever, aren't we? All right, I'm gonna change cameras. There we go. Thank you, Sue. I will enjoy my time with the grands. I got to have some lunch today with them. So it's always fun when you can stop work for a bit and go enjoy your family. Okay, what do I have for us tonight? I have a really fun technique. We're going to be using 3 ink pads. I have Pacific Point. Let's see, my camera is a little crooked. Nope, the other way. Come on, there we go. So I have Pacific Point, Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana. I think this technique would work with any combination of similar colors. I also have a Versamark pad, and I have 2 stamp sets. I am using Butterfly Brilliance and Create with Friends. We are all stamping friends. I was just saying that. So look at these big, bold words. There's friends forever. We are stamping friends forever. That is actually my team name. And is Diane Lufkin on? She just joined my team tonight. She messaged me and she said, my order is over $125. Should I just get the starter kit? Absolutely. Anytime you have a long wish list, I always encourage you to join my team. Oh my gosh, you're right. My fingernail polish matches again. I did this polish for the beach. I did not, oh, that is hysterical. That happened a couple weeks ago, didn't it? As always, I have a free download if you want to remember these cards. You know, sometimes I see cards on Pinterest and I'll pin it and then I can't find it. Do y'all have that problem? And I pin things on my Pinterest board all the time. So if you ever need inspiration, you can go to my Pinterest board. But these, I think, are helping you guys remember the technique, remember the project. I am telling you what the blog post date, oh, that date is wrong. It is from 6/24. I got to change that. But I tell you, a lot of you are printing these off and saving them so that you remember, you know, what was that? What did she use? What were the supplies she used? Things like that. So there you go. All right, we're going to move this stuff over a little bit. I am going to, nope, don't need that yet. Okay, so I'm starting my first card with Pool Party cardstock. It is 4 inches by 5 1/4, just kind of a standard size there. Let me see, let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. Whoops, too much. I probably shouldn't play with cameras. I have issues when I do that. We'll just leave it. I'm going to start with my lightest color first, and Then we're going to gradually go up to the darker colors. Butterfly Brilliance, I'm too funny, Mary. Butterfly Brilliance is such a great stamp set, but it is all one big stamp. So I have a great, the way I'm going to use mine tonight is, I love it. I think it's pretty good. So I'm using the blending brushes, and you can see that mine are stained. It's okay. I just take it to the sink, use a little bit of soap and water, and they clean right up. I put them in the toothbrush holder to let them dry, and then I can change colors and use them again. Okay, so at first, I'm going to start with the lighter color, and that is Coastal Cabana. So we're gonna get some ink on here, and I'm gonna kind of start off, and I'm just gonna go in the middle. Oh, we need more ink. I'm glancing at the comments. So it's just a subtle color, okay? So subtle, I bet you can't even see. There you go, you can see it on the screen. So I'm just kind of going, I'm leaving the center, then I'm gonna switch, and I'm gonna go to Bermuda Bay, and I'm gonna start coming in this way. The reason that I love this technique, well, there's several. I love techniques, and I realize that I haven't done many lately. So the next couple of videos, y'all are gonna see some techniques because I love them. And you know, using some of the supplies you already have on hand helps you, you know, use them in different ways. So I'm just going around and just adding some Bermuda Bay. And I don't know if y'all can see, I'm gonna hold this up. Can y'all see the subtle difference in the color? Okay, so it just graduates. So I've got my pool party, and then I have my Coastal Cabana, and Coastal Cabana, and then I have my Bermuda Bay on the outside. So I'm gonna try to come in a little bit darker here. A little bit darker. Okay, now we're gonna switch, and I'm going to use Pacific Point. Let's put these colors together so we don't mess up, because I get distracted. Okay, now for the darker color, I'm just gonna come around the edge, just the edge, just catching it. Almost like if you've ever used a sponge to sponge the edge, and it makes it look like it's got a mat, but it doesn't. Marilyn Bird from Belton, I am just down the road from you. Drive through Belton every time I go up to the Dallas area to see my kids. Let's add a little bit more over here. Okay, so can y'all see the difference in colors? Isn't that so cool? As I was playing with the diorama, I think my video went live a couple of days ago. I was thinking, oh, that would be so fun to do the diorama like this with the different shades. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do, we wanna make sure that that's good and dry. Looks pretty dry. So now I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. There's that blue cardstock I was looking for earlier. I cut another piece. I was like, I have no idea where that went. Jean used to use this technique on glossy cardstock. Yeah, boy, do I miss glossy cardstock. I wish we had it. All right, so I am just moving my cardstock up to where it meets the butterflies that I already have on here. And I'm just gonna take my magnet, and somebody asked me a question the other day. I just wrapped colorful duct tape, and I left a little tail so I could pick up the magnet. So I'm just gonna add that right there. And then I'm going to take a very juicy Versamark pad. Let's see, Nina's Studios. This is fascinating. I have a brush like this. I have been using it to put baby powder in molds for clay. May have to rethink that. Absolutely. Grab an ink pad and have some fun with those blending brushes. And you know, the blending brushes have been very popular. So if you try to order one and they're out of stock, they'll be back. So especially after, you know, people see different techniques done with it, they're like, oh, now I have to have those brushes. And Betty has the butterfly stamp set, but she hasn't used it yet. Okay, I gotta move my magnet a little bit. There we go. So now I'm just gonna press and really get that ink onto the cardstock. This is such a subtle technique, but it's so fun to do. Okay. Can y'all see my butterflies? Isn't that fun? All right, let's move this over. And now I have the rest of my card, and I'm gonna actually do a little bit more stamping. We're going to stamp, well, let's bring this in. Oh, nope, we're not stamping on that layer, we're stamping on this layer. So I have my Pool Party and my Pacific Point, and I want Pacific Point, and the idea is to stamp all at one time. Let's see how this is looking. I think we'll just do it separately. My piece of cardstock is pretty small, and we don't want to mess it up. Especially since I'm live, I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so we have that. And now I need to grab a block. I always like to pick up these photopolymer stamps where I can see. Speaking of seeing, that camera is right in my way. This one may look a little different than my other one. That's pretty close. That's how you clean in a pinch. Okay, I'm just gonna add these two together. I don't need that right now. You know what, Mary Ford, you're absolutely right. And on one of my cards, I used clear emboss powder. I had everything ready. I was gonna do it on the live, but I was like, do y'all really wanna hear, do you wanna hear a heat tool? Because I can do it, but it's like, it's kind of loud. I can't mute it when I'm live. So I hesitated, but I was gonna show you the card that I used the clear embossing on. All right, always like to check, make sure that my card opens the right way. I'm gonna put this here. And we're gonna grab some dimensionals. And our card's almost done, pretty quick. So I usually use the take your pick tool, but a lot of people don't have all of the fun gadgets, so I'm just sticking my fingernail. I really wish this would zoom in. Let's try this again. There we go. Stick my fingernail in and it just releases that paper. Super easy. All right, so I didn't want to cover up my butterflies, so I kept it way up in the corner. And then we need to add a piece on the inside. And there's our first card, okay? So now I want to show you what would it look like if I didn't have the pool party layer? What if I had basic white? Let's make that card. So I have my pieces. We're gonna do the same thing. Because not everybody has all of the colors of cardstock. So I just want to make sure that I give you options. Just checking my fingers to make sure I don't have ink on it. Doesn't that always happen? Hearing embossing gun doesn't bother y'all. Okay. Okay. I just, I was like on my videos, I mute it. But I was like, on here, I couldn't mute. I was like, I don't know, that might be too loud. I've never done embossing on a live. It'll be a first. Okay, so I want to come in a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to switch colors. And let's make sure I have the right one. Let's see, I think this is my blue. Yep, okay. So we're going to come in with Bermuda Bay. And we're going to do the same thing. And what's so fun is after you're done, you're like, oh, I can't really see one of the colors. I think I'm going to come back and do it some more. No problem. I'm so glad that y'all love the heat gun. Okay, so I am going to come back in and add a little bit more on the inside because I want to see the difference and I want you guys to see the difference on the camera. I'm going to come in a little bit more. Okay, I think that's good. All right, now we're going to grab our Pacific Point, and we're going to do the same thing, but this time just catching the edges. So I tell y'all what, we'll stamp the sentiment for this card. Thank you, Carol. It matches my project, doesn't it? My nails. So I did it for the beach, and I didn't even think about, maybe I should really plan on, having my nails done to match my projects. That's so funny, though. I didn't do it on purpose, but it is pretty. Okay. So I really like that. So what I was going to say is I'm going to set this aside. I want to make sure that this is really good and dry before I pour clear embossing powder on it because the ink will hold that embossing powder. I could cheat though. You guys know that I still kept my embossing buddy that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. So we're just going to do that because we have to hurry things up. We'll just let that help that dry. So it was pretty good because it didn't stain it too bad. Okay. So our sentiment layer, set that over there. Well, hello, Molly from New Zealand. Oh gosh, I love having Stampin' friends all over the world. Okay, let me grab my stamp. And this is what we're doing. Right here, you'll see the sentiment in just a minute. And this one I want to use Bermuda Bay. We are creating together. Okay. So there's that. Let's move all of our stamp pads out of the way. And I am getting really inky. You guys know my technique using some hand sanitizer. It's going to help me not make a mess, especially while I'm live. See, look at that. Isn't it amazing? I love that stuff. All right. So now we're going to add our sentiment layer to our pool party layer. Molly says, love the color of this card and the nail polish. I know, Molly, I did not plan it, but it sure did work out well, didn't it? Okay, so we have that. And we know we're going to be popping it up. I love adding dimensionals. It just gives it, I say personality. It just gives it a little oomph. So we're going to go ahead and add these because we're letting that other layer dry really good. Oh, well, we have double ones there. If you have a take your pick tool, it does come in handy. A take your pick tool has different attachments and different moving parts to it if you think of it that way. This piece actually opens up and there's a little spatula for like your embellishments or scooping something up. And then this is to help get those die bits out. I'm going to set that over here. And then here is my basic white card base. And again, I didn't go through any of the measurements. They're on that free tutorial if you want to remember. All right, let's get our butterflies. And move our mat over. Yep, let's see. You really want to get that big monarch in there. Okay. I love that you guys are just chatting away. I think that's awesome. All right, again, we're going to ink up with our Versamark pad. We're inking the whole thing because we don't know what's going to actually hit our cardstock and we don't want to have a partial butterfly. Move this back up. And there we go. I like to press it for a few seconds to make sure that all that ink gets onto my cardstock. Now, while this is closed, I'm going to grab the clear embossing powder and have it ready to pour. See, I had it ready. I was like, ah. So yeah, the Take Your Pick tool, you can find it on my store. It is really so handy. Almost everything I do these days, I use that thing in some form of fashion or the other. All right, so now we're adding our, let's see how we're doing. Oh, good. Our embossing buddy saved the day so that we could see our butterflies. Give it a little pat on the back. Looks like it only stuck in one place. That's not bad. If I'd have known we were going to do this, I would have had one of these done ahead of time, but that's okay. And it's clear, so it's not a big deal. Okay, let's grab our heat gun. Elise Armstrong, there's my granddaughter. You like the butterflies, honey? It matches my nails, doesn't it, Elise? All right, just because I don't want to get my table, I've got a mat under me today. I like using this is just a small cutting board. It's way too small to use in the kitchen, but I just covered it in foil to try to help it deflect that heat and make this emboss a lot quicker. So here we go, guys. Okay, we did it. That isn't loud at all? Oh gosh, I feel like it is. Okay, can y'all see? See the embossing? So pretty. I tried to hold it up so y'all could see while I was doing it. Oh, y'all are talking to Elise. Your grandma is the best. So when I found out that Elise was coming into the world, I asked my son, I go, well, when they found out it was a girl, I said, are you gonna name her after me? And they're like, no. And I was like, rude. But it's really funny because when I took French, there is no French name for Sharon. My French name was Elise. Elise, did you know that story? I don't know if I've told you that or not. So Elise and I are going to the beach tomorrow. All right, so we want to put this on the right way, making sure that we can open our card. And we really don't want to hide our butterfly once again, so I'm coming way up here in the corner. And there you go. Can y'all see it? There we go. Caught it in the light. So let's bring back our other one. More subtle, more shiny. You know me, I love the sparkle. So I want to show you the other card that I did. So here's this one. There's our butterflies. You're amazing. Renee says my French name was Renee. That's funny. So yeah, so here was the sample that I had that I was gonna do, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I should do heat embossing. But you can definitely see a difference between the butterflies. I'm looking at the screen to see if you can see it. See if I'm catching the light good enough. So yeah, super fun technique. Easy to do. Use any color combination of inks that you have. And like I said, let's see, let's go out. Oh, we went in. See, I shouldn't mess with cameras. Oh gosh. Carol says hers is the same in French or English. I like it with or without the heat embossing. Both are beautiful. Well, thank you, Molly. I'm so glad. Okay, I think I'm gonna get my seat back. So actually, Sue, that's not black. That is Pacific Point. Make sure you understand that that's not black, but you could use black. Hello, Mary Brooks, you're late. Renee says, gorgeous and simple. Mary Yates says, Elise, we love your grandma. Oh gosh. We sure do have a lot of fun on here. Wait, the black, what are y'all talking about black? Did I have something black? Are y'all talking about something else? The black makes it pop. Black always makes things pop, but I'm like, did I have anything with black? Anyway, okay. Well, I am just so happy that you guys joined me. I hope that you will give this a try. You can do the same thing with sponges. Just get some different sponges, you know, I always cut them up, the Stampin' Up! Sponges, and you could ink up your sponge and do the same thing if you don't have the blending brushes. So it's just a fun technique, you know, and we all have cardstock. We all have stamp pads. So it's something that you can do that's just kind of a little different, but super easy. So Brenda says, can't see the butterflies, dark ink for me, but great idea. Oh, it looks black on the screen. Well, I'm glad I told you. It is Pacific Point. Brooke says, simple and very pretty. Elise says, so pretty. All right, guys. If you, thank you, Joanne. Elise and I will have a great time at the beach. We didn't tell her, but her puppy has something special that he has made, and he will be bringing it to the beach for the kids. So I think it's super fun. Julia King, hi from Australia. will have to watch the replay. Love your lives. I make you so happy. I'm so glad. You know, we laugh about my giggle and we, you know, laugh at my Texas twang sometimes, but you know, all in all, guys, I hope that I inspire you. I hope that I make you smile if I do something silly or if I laugh silly. Thank you so much. We will enjoy our vacation. I hope everything works out well, that I'll be back next Thursday night. If not, it'll be the next week. So let's see, what is next Thursday? So, yeah, I'm not sure if there's going to be a live on Thursday, July 1st. I'm still kind of on vacation mode, but I will be back, and you can always watch my replays of any of my other videos, and you're going to love the ones that are coming up because I worked really hard today on those cards. So thank you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you, Michelle. Again, couldn't do this without you, and I'll be back. And I'll be all suntanned and refreshed.